Bureau of Local Government Development, who's actually very hands-on right now together with ARTA. Whenever we would be conducting a surprise visits and even gathering these local governments just to tell them, okay, here are the standards, here is the standard unified form. Pwede niyo po yung bawasan, you could improve on it, but you cannot do less than this.
Pero Secretary, is training part of your mandate? Like, say for example, we know for a fact that a lot of government officials and the government sector, has somehow there's a sector that's an aging population as well.
Yeah.
So, and these are the ones also who are in the front lines. So, do you do training for them?
Definitely. We could assist them. We do trainings. We have in our office, we have the Regulatory Management Training Division. But we also do this in conjunction with other government agencies. Say, for example, in a local government, there is what you call within the ILG, the Local Government Academy. That's already, it's already an institution, it's already in place, but you just have to provide them the modules and the skill sets so that they could cascade it, in the local government units. You see, Cesar, the very critical thing that we need to impress upon each government agencies are not the change of processes, but it's really in the change of thinking. It's the change of paradigm. The principles that we need to tell them, hindi ka nandyan para pahirapan ng tao, pero hindi ka nandyan para gumawa ng regulations. But you're there to actually make sure that this industry would be healthy, would be progressive. Also, the interesting thing here is most of those people who are still working right now in these regulatory agencies have been there for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. So practically almost all of their adult life. So, regulation has been your business all throughout the years of your life. So one of the things that we're also looking into is, giving them some training and exposures in the industries actually that they have been regulating. Maybe giving them a two-week or 1 month immersion to actually have a better idea. Ito pala yung nararamdaman ng mga tao na to see the other side of the table and the other side of the fence.
Which is exactly my question, Secretary. You yourself, for you to know, what's happening in your field, you have to immerse yourself. You have to go through the process. So let's talk about, like, say, for example, business one-stop shop. What's your experience in this? I am also an entrepreneur, and when I registered my company in Quezon City, somehow I found it very interesting and very fast. So what were your experiences in going through this one-stop shop?
Too many to mention, pero I will just highlight some of the things that would be very interesting. You mentioned about Quezon City. I don't know if you have renewed your business recently. There have been a lot of movements and improvements in Quezon City. In fact, I was there maybe 2 weeks ago, and one lady, while I was doing the inspection, kind of recognized me and approached me and asked me whether I was the ARTA guy. So I said, I think so, ma'am.
Dapat pala nagdi-disguise kayo.
Bakit po, no? Baka may ginawa po kami, no? But sabi, hindi po, we just wanna tell you that, we really appreciate what's happening here because they got it the same day that when they went there. You mentioned about the fire safety inspection clearance. Now, the cities and the local government are now integrating even the payment scheme and the collection. No?
Before that separate payment?
Yes. Now, because of the new law, it is now required that the Bureau of Fire Safety, Bureau of Fire Protection, they could already deputize and give the payment facility or the payment responsibility of collecting to the local government units. Not only that, based on the new law, even the barangay clearance can already be or should be collected by the city and now no longer by the...
Yeah, you don't have to go to the barangay.
You don't know, the
Because
city.
before, like say for example, if you live at the center of the city, like me, the barangay is
Correct.
farther north, and the city hall is on the south. So
Correct. And
now you're
sometimes
saying
they're even more creative in their fees, how they would
exactly,
compute it. So
exactly.
now, the Department of Finance already issued a guidelines on how they should be coming up with these computations. But also, the ease of doing business law now directs local government offices or cities to collect for the barangays and just download the payments to the barangays, which poses a lot of challenge to bigger cities like Manila or Pasay, for that matter, who have a lot of barangays with them. Say, for example, Manila is about 896 barangays. So every barangay chairman is a small king on their own. No, they have their own processes. So we got a I had a good talk with Mayor Moreno in that matter, and I did advise him to come up with an ordinance that would basically standardize everything so that they can
Yeah.
incorporate.
Kasi the people who are working in the city could feel that that's more giving them, more jobs. It's taxing them. Is that an issue there? So instead of that specific job goes to the barangay officers
Yeah.
there or executives, it goes now to the city
It goes now to the
executives.
city executive, but the money would still be given back to the
them.
barangays. See, we're trying to streamline everything. So the point being is, when you go to the city, you go to the business permitting licensing office, you do not need to window shop first to the health
Yes.
office, to the
Yes.
office of the building official, you go to the
Yeah.
fire department, you go to the barangay, and then gather of all of your permits and then give it to the business permitting licensing office, who will take it and would say, see, it would only take me 1 hour to approve this. Of course, you already have all of those
Ay,
documents.
tama, tama.
What is there to do pa? But a real one-stop shop actually would mean, or should mean, is that the business permitting licensing office would be the first stop. Meaning, sila yung gatekeeper or yung, should we say, the concierge na you'll just give one form, a form that is designed to accommodate all of the questions that the other departments would be needing. You fill it up, and then you submit it, and then he would be the one to push the information to this other agency.
Oh, okay.
And then the next step is that for the person to just make the payment for all of the offices, and then the third step is releasing of all of the documents, including the business permit. That is how a business one-stop shop should actually look like. Now,
But what's the reality now?
the
Based on
reality
your
is
inspection.
there are about 17. Let's just start with Metro Manila because
Okay.
as I've mentioned, Cesar, kanina, we have to do our priorities. Kasi pag sinabi natin yung si munisipyo, mas malalong hindi compliant yan. Sasabihin niya, si Metro nga, hindi nga compliant, so how could you expect it with us? So, let's go to Metro Manila. Out of the 17 cities, you could say, more than 5 or about that many cities could have should we say, a viable claim that it's really a one-stop shop. All of the others would really need to improve. But I would want to be fair sa mga cities na yan. You could still see that there has been a lot of improvement since last year. Makita mo even in Manila, makita mo the comfort and the speed by which they're doing things now. There are a lot of challenges, but you could see the commitment of the local government. You could even see it in Pasig City. It's having these millennial mayors, of course.
Yeah. But do
It's
you
helping
see a
lot.
model city? That,
Yes.
Which is? Is it okay
Well,
to mention?
I would mention two.
Okay.
I think Valenzuela has always been there. You
Valenzuela.
could do 100% online application, and then in matter of 5 minutes, you'll be able to get it online there.
Wow.
Parañaque is also a very good city. tingnan rin ho natin, even Marikina, for that matter, no? I'll leave it there muna kasi baka magselusan sila, no? Pero,
But in this case, Secretary, do you have some sort of a timeline? So, of course,
yeah.
like say when you have this law, you know, and even citizens for us wanted to go direct, and yung pala, our city is not yet compliant. So, is there any? Do you see, you know, how many cities being, you know, establishing their own business one-stop shops?
Yeah, we're very, very confident by this year. I think the goal is for the entire Metro Manila cities to be able to get the proper formula. You know, it's really not all their fault. In the past, before the creation of ARTA, the DILG, although they issued some joint memorandum circulars with the DTI and also the ICT, you know, there was really no firm executive power that would say, ito specifically for business one-stop shops, gawin ito. But with the entrance of ARTA and together with the combination with the ALG, now things are moving much, much faster as well as the coordination with them. So we're very positive that by this year, we would be able to say that at least the cities within Metro Manila would be able to get it right already. What we're planning to actually do is to have a model business one-stop shops na sabihin namin, ito po ang itsura,
Yeah, correct.
tingnan po ninyo, Mr. Mayor, Madam Mayor, and you could improve on it pero wag ho natin babawasan. So, having a business one-stop shop is just one part of the pie. But the second part is doing it automated, or automating it. Yun yung tinatawag po natin na electronic business one-stop shops.
Is the infrastructure ready?
Yes, the technology is already there. There are private, private providers who could already do it. The ICT is also prepared to help these offices. But let me just, pop the balloon of, some of those who claim that automation would solve all of the red tape problems. Before we could actually jump to automation, we first need to rationalize the system. I will explain this. Marami kasi na automate natin yung system, magulo yung sistema. So if you automate a magulong system, you just compound the problem.
Yes.
So rationalization of the process, removing the unnecessary steps and the requirements should always come first before you could actually automate.
That's right.
Time and time again, this is the Philippine story of automation. They automate right away, the system crashes.
Yes.
So
And what's the old saying there? It's in IT term is garbage in, garbage out.
garbage in, garbage out. So, and also some of the agencies who's very challenged when it comes to red tape would often tell me during my investigation with them, sasabihin sa amin, TG, we lack manpower, we lack funds, and kulang po kami sa ganyan. And then, when we would try to help and look at the entire system that they're going through, then we realize that there are a lot of things that they could still do even without added budget. So simply by rationalizing everything. So meaning, libre ho ang magbagong buhay. No? Libre ho ang magpakabuti at magkapakabilis. And then let's talk automation. So it's the same way with business one-stop shops. No?
Okay.
Not unless that you rationalize the system, then the automation, is probably the easiest part of the thing.
Okay. But are there efforts now, Secretary, where these government agencies really talk with each other? I know because some of the CEOs, I guess, here, maganda si ease of doing business, maganda si ARTA, but sabi nila, sometimes it's the development also of these organizations helping the MSMEs.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of audiences who come from that sector.
Yeah.
So, baka kasi mas stick lang tayo sa enforcement, sa compliance, we don't really provide them that kind of training and development. And baka makalimutan ko, Secretary, there may be audiences here, who filed their applications, pero ang tagal na, naiipit na. So parang for some time, sometimes they don't even remember now what was the reason why naipit yung paper.
Sometimes deliberate na pinapatagal ng government.
Yeah, so what
people.
happens to that? And my third question, so that you can answer because we're running out of time. May mga nagpa-file ba ng kaso na? Ano, may nakukulong na ba? Because as you said, uh, the new law has more teeth compared to the one that was filed or the law in 2007.
Yeah.
So are people feeling it? And I think this could also, give it the signal to government officials and executives that they don't follow the law. There are critical punishments.
Okay, let's start with the third question, para hindi ko malimutan. So, the third question is, meron na ba mga nakasuhan? Yes. Last year, technically speaking, August 4, 2019, dun po naging fully implementable yung aming IRR. And from that time until December, we were able to file 8 cases of red tape against officials, both from the national government and the local government. No?
Okay.
Meron pong mga official dyan. And based on our law, ARTA could file the case with the ombudsman for officials with at least salary 26 pataas. But for those below that salary grade, we filed it with the civil service. So we already did. In fact, there are other cases already lined up. But again, filing of the cases will not solve the problem of red tape. It would only show our firm commitment na seryoso kami sa laban namin. Pero ang tunay po na makakapag-resolba niyan is going back to your first question, which is empowering these agencies and the people to become not only not to become over-regulators, but to become better regulators. It's not over-regulation versus deregulation. It's becoming a better regulator. So we have what we call a Better Regulations Office in ARTA. And as I've mentioned a while ago, that we have provided training seminars with 44 key agencies last year. We identified all of the key government agencies last year. And for this year, we will now also be empowering the key local government units. Kailangan unahin po natin yung mga highly urbanized cities kasi sila po ang maraming mga investors and investments. No? That's the reason why they're highly urbanized. But it would trickle down. No? Our goal is by 2022, all local government units would already have their business one-stop shops. Now, as to the second question, ano ang pwedeng gawin ng mga taong naiipitan ng kanilang mga papel at mga requirements? Now, there is a very, very important feature of this beautiful law that the administration of President Duterte gave us. It now provides for an automatic approval of those applications that has went past the prescribed processing time. So meaning, kayo po ay nag-apply for a business permit at based on the Citizens Charter, kompleto na yung submission, kompleto nyo yung inyong payment, lumagpas na po dun sa processing times, at pinapabalik-balik ka pa. We suggest that you go to ARTA, and then ARTA within 24 hours will be asking the agency to explain bakit hindi linabas. Kasi doon pa lang minsan, linalabas na po ng agency.
Yeah.
But if they fail to answer, give us an explanation after the sending of notice to explain, we will now be issuing a declaration of completeness of your documents and be ordering the agency to release the documents. So, because your application is automatically deemed approved by operation of law. Now, as we speak, meron na hubang mga nakinabang sa ganitong automatic approval. There is about more than 6,000 or less than 7,000 applications since August. Nangyari po yan, 3,125 sa Food and Drug Administration, sa Land Transportation and Franchising Board, sa mga local government offices put units, ay naglabas na po ang ARTA niyaan.
But Secretary, sorry, there are parameters for you to
Yes, definitely.
make it automatically approved.
Yes.
So baka sa isipin ng mga viewers, I just filed but I haven't paid it yet.
No,
So that is not part of it. So
Oo
it's
po.
not automatically approved.
Pagka kulang po, ayaw nyo mag-comply, and then ayaw nyo magbayad, kayo hong pagagalitan ng ARTA. Kasi you have to be fair. I mean,
That's right.
he who comes to court must come with clean hands, and you cannot just abuse the law. But the point being is, there's a due process that we'll be following, and it's going to be very fast, that we're promising as soon na mabigay nyo na po lahat. And then we'll be issuing the order. And also, kapag hindi ho mag-comply yung agency na yun, despite na yan, that's the time that we really file a case or assist the complainant to file a case with the Office of the Ombudsman.
Secretary, we're running out of time. I know, I have a feeling that you'll come back soon again, to give us updates on the ARTA projects. If you can address for a minute our small, medium enterprises who are also wanting, especially at this time where there's a lot of transactions, government transactions that they wanted to do in their cities. What is your message to them? And of course, to our citizens who would want also to feel the impact of ease of doing business. We haven't really touched yet the competitive ranking of the
Which,
country.
by the way, was improved, no?
Yes,
Last
and
year.
I think you have a target. I think that's
Yeah.
our topic when you get that.
Okay, thank you very much for the Eagle team, and we need people to know about the new anti-red tape, our authority, as well as the ease of doing business law. For those citizens, sa mga taong bayan po, we just want to let you know that ARTA was created for you. Kung wala pong magsusumbong, wala pong magbabago, do tell us, because we are here for you, for the businesses, for the MSMEs. Kasama niyo po kami. We've been conducting a lot of hearing also with the important agencies like FDA and the local government offices. Please do tell us. This agency is for you. Second, for the government offices, we just want to tell you, nakakampi niyo po ang ARTA in the streamlining and making things easy, making things logical, and making things better to comply with the dream and the vision of the President of a simplified system. We are your ally. But for those officers and for those individuals who seem to have not let go of the past systems of red tape, you have three options. First, join in with the train of a change against red tape. Second, if you don't want, just step off the tracks so that the train could proceed. Or third, stay on the tracks and the people would just run over you. So thank you po, and I really do believe that the best things are ahead of us.
That's Secretary Jeremiah Bellica of ARTA, Director General of ARTA. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you,
coming,
Cesar.
Secretary. Open for Business. We'll be back. Stay with us.
It's time to take one step further and face the impossible. Time to search the unknown and fight for the truth. Time to overcome boundaries and connect the world. It's time for DW News.
Sali na sa pinakabago at pinakamalaking nationwide talent competition ngayon! Tagisan ng Galing! 4.5 million worth of cash prizes await winners who will perform at the Philippine Arena. Grand Champion, 2 million pesos. First runner-up, 1.5 million pesos. Second runner-up, 1 million pesos. Sing, dance, or perform unique and new acts. Audition now! Like the Net25 Facebook page, subscribe to the Net25 YouTube channel, and tune in to the show Himig ng Lahi for more announcements. Tagisan ng Galing! Presented by Eagle Broadcasting Corporation, Kabayan Ko, Kapatid Ko, and Net25. Tagisan ng Galing!
ASEAN in Focus. Monday to Friday, 2 to 2:30 p.m.
Our term of the week is competitive advantage. According to Investopedia, competitive advantages are conditions that allow a company or country to produce a good or service of equal value at a lower price or in a more desirable fashion. These conditions allow the productive entity to generate more sales or superior margins compared to its market rivals. Competitive advantages are attributed to a variety of factors, including cost structure, branding, the quality of product offerings, the distribution network, intellectual property, and customer service. And our word of the week is from Ben Bova. He said, "Red tape has killed more people than bullets." Thank you for watching Open for Business. Join us again in the next episodes of Open for Business for more insights from CEOs, thought leaders, and industry experts promoting business development in the Philippines. See you again every Saturday and Sunday here in Open for Business, where we discuss business information, deliver the latest business news to keep you informed, and open for business and be ahead of the curve from vision to action. You're on Facebook Live on Eagle News, and you can watch us again in the video section of the Eagle News Facebook page and on eaglenewslive.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Eagle News. For Open for Business, this is Cesar Vallejos. Have a great day.
The elderly undeniably serve as a significant part of society as they impart valuable knowledge and life